Okay, finally managed to get live. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I had a problem. Then the day before as well. So yeah, let's see if anyone even remembers me. I can't remember the last time I went online, to be honest with you, in terms of my channel. Let me just double check because I can't even remember. It's probably been. Have a look. Oh God, I'm just trying to kind of get myself back into the loop in it. All right. So the last time I went live, wow, freaking heck, was 2 months ago. Doesn't give me the exact date though. What date was that exact date of this thing? July the 20th. So August 20th, September the 20th. Okay, yeah, just over 2 months. Yeah, that was the last time I went live. Obviously, I'll quickly go through why I haven't been about. I think some people already know. Uh, but I do want to talk about a subject which is in the thumbnail, which is about what's been happening in Leicester. And before I went to this, just on my tooth, I cracked it. Well, my tooth got loosened. So I've got this. Anyone wants, if your tooth ever gets loose, buy this stuff here. It's like little ball things, and you put them in hot water, and it turns into some sort of like glue to keep your tooth in place. Yeah, so it can kind of settle again. And before everyone asks, what was I doing to loosen my tooth? Yeah, don't think of anything dirty, you little duck buggers. I actually was eating a baguette. Yeah, a baguette. And as I was eating it, there was a hard bit on it. I went, and it bent the tooth. I don't know how people eat meat when there's got bone in it and stuff, and their teeth just don't fall out. So yeah, I mean, it's just it should be all right. But it's just a bit weird, isn't it? It's quite a good little. Other than going to the dentist and getting it, so you just do that, and it's like it's only cost like £3, £4. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what's happening in Leicester, and before I go on, yeah, I'm going to get hate from all sides, right? I'm going to be basically the most hated Sikh in the universe because, as anybody knows, yeah, my kind of opinions of Pakistanis in these northern towns isn't, the best. Like I haven't got the best kind of impression. They haven't basically given me their best kind of like side of what they're about, right? Yeah, I only know them for a couple of things like grooming, the fact that it's a mess up there. The 7-7 bombers are for up north, and there's a lot of messy stuff. London's different from the north, and on top of that, everyone knows my views about the Hindu RSS. I'm a Khalistani light, which is basically somebody that wants a separate state for the Punjab. I'm more of a Punjab separatist because I think that Punjab should be for everybody, basically, including Hindus, Sikhs, Muslims, Christians, and it shouldn't be. I think a secular democracy is probably better as a system to work for everybody. So for me, I know it sounds controversial. I would prefer it to be run on a secular democracy, right? And so I am very, let's just say, Leicester is up north, Podida. It's enough up north that it's up there, isn't it? Yeah, it's going there. So that's why people from Birmingham can get to Leicester in an hour, right? It's not like it's freaking 10 miles away for door. Now you're making me shout, innit? I'm trying to be like a Raj the artist, a nice young artist. Because all right, so let me explain. So I'm going to go, and everyone knows my views on the RSS and the Hindutva lunatics, yeah? Because I'm going to be fair here. In India, the Hindutva, or not Hindus, but Hindutva, RSS, BJP, are insane. Yeah? They are like ISIS in a way because they will kill you for certain things that, I don't think it's right to eat meat, but I don't believe you should kill people over, eating a cow and stuff. They do that, like, and so, but I'm going to talk about the UK, and I'm going to go over a couple of things just to kind of like, give a balanced view of what's going on. If you look at the thumbnail I've got, I'm basically asking, what's the difference between the Hindutva RSS and Islamic supremacy? There's none, right? Because Islamic supremacy is like Pakistan is a country run according to Islam. They believe that Islam is the only way. Muslims are the chosen people and the best of all people, that Pakistan should be run according to Islamic law, Islamic kind of way of life, and that they are the best of people, right? And minorities are second-class citizens. You cannot become prime minister in Pakistan. What do Hindus do, I believe? They are the chosen people, that Hinduism is the only path, that India should be run according to Hindu beliefs, and that other people that are not Hindu should be second-class citizens. So what is the difference between them, India and the RSS, and Pakistan? Nothing. Also, I keep on hearing, oh, cow, you drink cow piss. You drink camel piss. What is the difference? I've got a video here of people outside the Hindu mandir saying, yeah, you cow piss drinkers. Dude, you drink camel piss. I don't care. The only ones that have got away, I can say something from the South Asian community, is the Sikhs. We don't drink no piss, right? We don't drink peshab. I don't care where it comes from. Yeah, whether it's camels or if it's a cow, they're both freaking backwards and stupid. Yeah, stop drinking from animals' piss. Yeah, so it's ludicrous. Like what I'm seeing up north here are just crazy people, kind of devouring each other. Look, for me personally, I don't give a shit in the sense that if RSS, if they truly are RSS, right, then do what you're gonna do. And if the other side are truly extremists, do what you're gonna do. You lot just fight in it, yeah. But don't try and drag in your average Hindus, your average Muslims, or the Sikhs, yeah. You don't drag us into your bullshit, yeah. Piss is piss, Raj. I know. How can I freaking want have to tell somebody in the 21st century whether you're drinking from a camel piss or whether you're drinking from a cow piss? They're basically both stupid, right? Just because you're saying, oh, one of them gives you kind of like, I don't know, makes you fly or something, or one of them makes you, I don't know, into Superman. That's your belief in it. But I'm sorry, until you show me it makes something that, actually is beneficial, I don't believe that shit. Now, before I go into my little rant, because it will be a bit of a rant, I haven't haven't really spoken on my channel for a long time, right? Now, the reason being, I did speak on Manny's. I did the shows on there, which were some of the greatest ever shows done with the biggest viewing figures that Speakers Corner Online had ever seen. I had to stop doing them because it was making everyone else look silly, innit? So I was like, okay, I'll do 4 shows only because my shows were amazing. And in one of the drawings, I was actually talking, my last show is actually this drawing, where I said that I want to do a drawing which basically shows how modern technology to primitive people would seem like magic, right? And so this is called Gods in the Sky, and I've already started it. So you can see here, so what would happen if humans, let's say around 500 years time, go to another planet where there's primitive men, what would they think of them, right? They'd probably think they're gods, in it. So it's called Gods in the Skies. So you can see it's actually coming out pretty nice, actually. Nice. And so just to show that it's a different planet, it's got like different things. That's actually pretty. So you're going to see like dead cavemen, the space rockets in the background is going to be thingy. So you can see here. And so this one, you can kind of see the face and the helmet. The rest of them just look like they're aliens. So they're going to be like have NASA signs and all that kind of stuff. People will be basically begging them and praying to them. Yeah, they're going to be begging and praying to them. They're going to be praying to them like they're the gods, right? So actually, here's a sketch I did of it. So you can kind of see. Here's a guy grabbing his leg. Here's a woman trying to give a baby to one of the astronauts. There's another man praying to the astronaut. Here's a dead caveman over here. There's going to be like little people crying, people praying, and there's going to be a guy praying in the corner. So you can't see that right now. So yeah, it's going to be a big drawing. Something I just wanted to do something a little bit fun, to be honest. Do something that wasn't too taxing on my brain. I could just chill out as I'm drawing it because I had a lot of things going on. I did actually. Actually, let me do that later because I don't want to. Because I was going to say something something stupid, yeah, and then I was going to do. So basically, the reason why I haven't actually been about mainly was because I had my exhibition going on, as people know. I did an exhibition, I curated it, which means that I organised the thing with a guy called Vic, and us two had to basically organise the whole exhibition, put it together, make sure everyone was the money, the private view, make sure it's open and closed every day, make sure we was there, and so that took a long time on my time up for a while, nearly like 2.5, 3 weeks, because we had to organize a lot of things very short notice. And then sadly, after the exhibition, my father passed away. So on August the 19th. So I think I did the last show on Manny's around the 16th. And then my father passed away. Now, my father's been pretty ill. He was 80. He was pretty ill for quite a while, for the last like 3 years or so, 4 years, in and out in hospital quite a lot. I don't want to go too much into it, but it was just basically, it was just one of those things, and it like, he just wasn't. He got past the point of that, the doctors could do anything, because once you get to the point where you can't actually look after yourself. My dad, the weird thing about my dad was he was very active, so it was quite sad to see, because my dad's the type of person he can't sit in the house. Yeah, like with me, I can sit down all day in it. My dad's the type of person who'll go up in the morning and he would leave. And he would just go to the temples and stuff, go to one Gurdwara, go to the next one. And people also always say, oh, yeah, he just sits there. My dad's just a very contemplative, just sit there and just like, in the temples and stuff. It doesn't talk that much. He's very quiet. And so when he was going around, that's what he liked to do, right? Because he was retired, he just wanted to do that. And when he worked non-stop. I've never seen somebody work as hard as my dad. My dad was skinny, but he was like a freaking one of the strongest people I've known here. So he used to work hard all the time. I don't think I've ever seen my dad take a day off work for illness or anything else, ever. I can't remember a single time that he never went to work during the week, yeah. And so, unfortunately, a couple of years ago, 4 years ago, some idiot, I can say this now, but I didn't say it before, some idiot riding a bicycle, wasn't looking where he was going. And this is the thing, when you look, can I just say to people, when you're outside and you see elderly people, make sure you give them a bit of space. I always give a bit of space here. I'll go, okay, or I'll ask if they need help, right? People walk past elderly people and don't realize that even a knock and those people fall on the floor, they could break a hip, they could have, injuries. And so some idiot on a bicycle was going past, knocked my dad over, fell over. And from that, my dad then had problems with his hips, then his legs, and then it just slowly, my dad becoming incapacitated in terms of he couldn't go places by himself. So I had to sometimes take him, my brother, my sisters. So it got to the point that, he was not being able to look after himself, which is quite sad. But yeah, like RIP to my dad, man. Managed to do everything I needed to do in terms of the family situation. I will show you a little picture of my father, man, just before. It's like 2 years ago when my sister got married. And there's my dad. And it's weird because people, when they get older, they tend. I didn't realize how people shrink so much. My dad was actually similar height to me when I was young, when I was growing up. So he lost a lot, and I think because of the accident as well, he couldn't actually stand up properly. So this was in 2000, and I think it was 2 years ago. My dad was like 78 there. So as you can see, my dad was, here's me and my father at my sister's wedding, and so that was basically one of the last pictures that we saw that I took of him. And I was lucky in the sense that I managed to say goodbye to my dad when I went there. Last time I saw him, he was in hospital, and then I don't know, I kind of had the feeling that something was going to happen, because you can just tell something. You could tell when someone's so ill that something's wrong in it. So I told him I loved him, and I just told him that everything will be okay when you're gone. The sisters, mum, and everybody. And then that was then the next day, 2 days later, he passed away. So I had to. What people don't understand about the way the Sikhs do our funerals and stuff is it takes a long time. Like I've gone through it now, and I don't know how anyone does funerals. Muslims and Jews have to do it in 2 days. I don't know how they do it. I just don't understand it, because there's so much to do over a short period of time. So for us, by the time we got our date for the funeral. It was just a week and a two, actually 2.5 weeks ago from today. So it was 2 weeks ago. So I've still been sort of, and for me, I had to basically do what I'm best at, innit? Look after my mum, right? So I just was making sure my mum was fine. And that, you know, people, because what happens, people start, we call it off source here. So people come round the house and then they give their basically give their condolences. And so that was happening nearly every day for free until the funeral, basically. So I had to be around the house and make sure when people come in. I'm going to be honest with you, I've never served so much tea and biscuits in my life, right? Normally I just give water and custard creams, innit? This time I had to give my A game. And yeah, I did my A game, innit? Make sure I gave them tea, Coke, and everything. And Manny come round as well. Big up to Manny as well. Manny come round because Manny actually knows my mum, because he's met her before, because he came round once a couple of years ago and we did a live stream from my living room. And so he's come to her. And I have to say, Manny, you know, this I was saying on the stream before that when it comes to kind of like, you know, being British, you know, because we're going to talk about this now anyway, because it's going to lead on to what situation that's happening in Leicester, right? And one of the things is that, you know, people are saying, "Ah, look at these immigrants, they're fighting over there, they're all fighting, look at them, no, they're not British, rah, 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 rah." Yeah, I'm, you know, the normal, usual suspects that you see that can't start blaming all the immigrant communities because of some stupidity that's going up and down. Now, one of the things is that, you know, like, I think I'm a good example of a good balance, right? And I think Manny is as well, because people don't realize Manny has a good balance. And because Manny only shows one side, and Manny, don't get upset, because I know you don't want people to know this, but I'm going to tell them a little secret. Manny is a British Punjabi Sikh, right? In all essence, because you only see one side of him here, right? Which is more of the British side, right? And then when he comes to my house, he walks in the house and he suddenly turns into a Punjabi from India. Oh, Sat Sri Akal ji, Hanji, Auntie ji, tusi theek hai ke? Hanji, 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 Hanji. So he suddenly turns into a Punjabi, right? He's Punjabi is good. He's the way he behaves. He suddenly becomes Punjabi. So he's got a good balance. So being Punjabi, he hasn't lost that. Same with me, I haven't lost it. You know, when I'm at home, I try my best to speak Punjabi at home, even though my mum can speak English and stuff. I just want to make sure that I can keep on, you know, kind of getting better and stuff. So in that sense, you know, Manny, I think he's got a good balance. Once you see the balance, once you see him in a Punjabi environment, like most people have not seen him in a Punjabi environment, because I don't know. I mean, even here, he doesn't really speak Punjabi, but when he does come here, his Punjabi is very good. I even asked my mum, you know, how's his Punjabi? She said, "Oh, okay, very good." Yeah. So she even said it was good. So she would have told me if it was a bit funny. So this is where we're going to then come on to this situation about the Leicester situation. And before I do, I'll quickly just say a couple of hellos and all that kind of stuff. But I will say that I have been kind of busy. I've got a couple of commissions going on. I've got a commission that I got. Then I've got another commission that I've got to just finish up. But unfortunately, I can't show it. But I can show you. I think Steve will be okay with. I've drawn Steve's pussy, right? Now, I know people are going to say, well, how dare you draw such a kind of like, you know, private thing. Now, listen here. He loves his pussy, innit? And it's very hairy. And here it is. Right? You can see how hairy it is. Whiskers everywhere. Yeah? Look. And I think I've done all right. I mean, normally my he speaks 5 languages. Normally my cat portraits, my cat drawings are absolutely... Oh, Steve's there. Sorry, Steve. Normally my cat portraits are terrible, right? And so this is the first time I'm actually happy with my cat. I actually believe that, you know, Steve's pussy is quite a good specimen. Very hairy. Lots of long whiskers coming out. Somebody's told me that is very, very squishy as well. His pussy is very squishy. Like, you know, you can kind of touch the fur and it's squishy, isn't it? So Steve's pussy is like, you know, totally, yeah. So it come out good, right? I'm quite happy with that. Still going to meet Steve, and he's going to have to pick it up in it. I'm not delivering it because then that adds extra in it. So I might as well meet him, have a chat with him as well. So let me say a couple of hellos first, and then we'll move on to the main topic. This is going to be a learning thing as well, because I'm trying to like switch it up a bit and make sure. Because one thing when I've done speaker school. And I like the fact that I can teach people stuff. I'm like the teacher as well. So let me say a couple of hellos, and you're going to learn a couple of things that, you know, the people that are, can I say something? Look, when it comes to people outside the South Asian community, they have no understanding of the complexities of the Indian subcontinent, right? And I'm going to teach you today the complexities and why Leicester is a bit of a shit show at the moment and exactly what's going on there. And there is an argument, okay, well, you know, what happens over there shouldn't be brought over here, right? I understand that. I do kind of agree to a certain degree. But unfortunately, sometimes things that are happening over in India or the country of origin of certain other people are going to affect people living here as well. And this is what's happening today with the Hindus and the Muslims here. And let me just say something, man. I got no dog in this fight. Both sides are going to hate me, and I love it. So let me see. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm going to try and go over, Jen Wallace. Because, all right, so let me just quickly say a couple of hellos. Hijabs. Oh, God, hijab. Oh, God, what an embarrassment. You know, Indian news here cracks me up. Yeah, it's the worst news in the world. Yeah, in terms of like, it's so biased. Yeah, it's so biased. Yeah, but the way they describe it, Muhammad hijab, yeah, is hilarious. Yeah, I wish I could play it, but I get a strike. They basically get his picture. They call him an Islamist who threatened to kill a police dog during an Israeli protest. Yeah, that's how they describe him. Nozma, Hindu Sikhs just want to integrate and live a healthy, peaceful British life, whereas Muslims want to rule in this. I mean, I kind of agree to a certain degree. Thanos, we've got Thanos, whirly curly, get dark purple effect. Well, yeah, look, he's back. Yes, Sonny. You're live wire, isn't it? I keep forgetting. Yeah, I know my jaws are like freaking something out of Jaws, the movie, man. Just bloody bit that thing in it. Shannon the Champ, let's go. Irish Flame, Hayden, cookies and cream. Leicester isn't no, shut your mouth, Podida. And they make me say, Manny Cinder, Kaz Dip here. All right, yeah, I'm okay. Sam M, I heard you won my drawing. Big up to yourself. I can't remember which one it was. I was the 1984. Is there? I was showing we're doing that on the beans. Yeah, I'll do. Oh, yeah, my beans issue will be spoken about sometimes. Yes, Mr. Lottie Raj for MP. Yes. For P, not MP, PM. Piss is piss, Raj. Yeah, true. Jen Wallace, big up. Now this John BBM. I can't remember. I hate John BBB, but he always says Raj for PM. But I'm pretty sure I hate him. I must be somebody else. I can't remember. Patrick Bamford, big up. Why just join the Book of Genesis? Oh, okay, all right. Okay. Let's see. Banksy's there as well. Yeah, what's happening in Iran is quite interesting, really. I heard that over 40 people have been killed there. Thanks, Sonny. Jupiter's here as well. Jupiter. We got the Queen Jupes in the house. Our Red Rose, big up. Big up to Red Rose, man. Catholic Jack's here as well. We got the A teams are coming around. Whoever's coming out today. Whirly curly. Aftar vi haga. Aftar. Based Adam. Big up Ryder 93 years. I was sorry to hear that, man. So you lost your father in July, man. Sorry to hear that, dude. Atheist Raj is going to show my pussy. I already have, actually. Oh no! Shots fired. Oh god! I have to admit, yeah, like this cat was really great to draw, man, because it was very complex. Had a lot of fur and stuff like that. Nah, I have to say it's not an ugly cat, man. I know what's going on there. We know what's happening between these two. They've got a love-hate relationship. Miso! Big up Miso honey. No, I'm joking. Sorry, I'm in a very bad mood today, man. I don't know what's going on. It's supposed to be serious, man. I'm trying to be like a more kind of improved Victoria West. How's it going, man? Concrete jungle. That's the doggy I drew of his doggy. Look at that. I love it. I'm gonna say something here. I love dogs here. Sorry to cats. I can't stand cats, man. Can't stand them, man. Freaking horrible little rats, man. Sorry, lovely little things. I better not say that. Someone's going to send it to my customers. Big up Hassan, man. Mr. Lottie, really goody. Okay, so let's Robert Whitehead, Skyworks. All right, so let's get into a history lesson and what's going on in Leicester, right? Now, I know to the indigenous British people, you know, the English white indigenous population, they're going, what's going on up there? Look at these Indians, these Asians, they're fighting, right? And some people are trying to equate this to saying that multiculturalism doesn't work, right? I've seen a couple of videos, Nigel Farage, a couple of other people. And I disagree. It does work, but there are problems, right? No one can deny that. There are problems. And we got Carol. Yes, so there are problems. And I'm going to explain some of the problems that are kind of manifesting in these northern towns. I think it's a very northern town kind of like, and I'm talking about from Leicester upwards, right? Leicester generally is pretty good, right? Myself personally, I've got a lot of family there, very close relatives, don't want to say who. So whatever I'm saying is basically a little bit anecdotal because of the fact that, you know, I've got family there, that's their opinion. I've actually been there twice, which is, you know, I've only been to Birmingham and Leicester, really. I think I've been to Bradford once and all that kind of stuff. But I've been there twice. I've stayed there for like 6 days. So, you know, that's quite a long time to kind of get a feel of the area, right? And Leicester generally has been relatively peaceful, right? And all of a sudden, you have like riots going on there, yeah? And it's spread to Birmingham, right, as well. So there's riots going on. And so what is happening in Leicester? Because Leicester was originally like a beacon of what you call kind of multiculturalism done right. Yeah, like it was, you know, basically they were saying that, you know, this area was a good kind of showcase of how different communities are living side by side and nothing's wrong. Even though Mark Collett come from there. You know Mark Collett, you know, the guy that's a full-on Nazi. And James Goddard, who's now also, I've heard, gone to the dark side. So, yeah, it couldn't have been all great because there's certain people that are very notorious that have come from that area, right? Now, I will say that, look, to be fair, it's not just one-sided. It's a very complicated situation because politics from India are now being superimposed to the UK. Now, I'm going to say from the start, right, I think the RSS and the BJP are fascist organizations and political parties that are 100% discriminating against minorities, especially Muslims. Get that out of the way first. Also, on top of this, Muslims have been killed by the RSS for eating beef, and the political RSS ideology is founded upon a fascist supremacy ideology. Now, let me explain what the RSS is. This is an amazing video, but I think I'm going to get strike from this, so I can't play it. So imagine this here. In India right now, you have Modi. Let me just show you who Modi is before everyone goes, oh, who's Modi? Modi. Modi. So Modi is the Prime Minister of India right now. Yeah. And it has been since, I think, 2014. So he must have some form of kind of like what you call kind of like, you know, support in India in order to be elected twice. Yeah. So this is Modi, right? Now, Modi basically is the head of the BJP, the Bharatiya Janata Party. Sorry if I've said that wrong, right? Now, I don't stop jumping the gun, Fudu. Huh? Did I say the UK? I'm trying to give a fair assessment, but you're already spazzing out. Yeah, I've got enough problems as it is. I don't need the Hindutva on me. Obviously, I'm a Khalistani, so don't go mad. But I'm more of a Punjab separatist. I believe Punjab should be for Sikhs, Hindus, thingy, and it shouldn't be run across a religious line. So I'm slightly different from a Khalistani. I'm more of a Punjab separatist. So he's the ruling leader of the BJP. Now, the BJP is connected directly to an organization called the RSS. Yeah. And this organization was set up in the early 1900s. And from that organization, they've actually got basically most of the political kind of leaders of the BJP are RSS kind of like, made. So they all went for the RSS and then they went into the BJP. So the way you need to look at it, just to make it easier. Now, I'm not equating the RSS to the IRA, but you have Sinn Féin, which is the political party, which can be elected into parliament, right? Sinn Féin, and then you have the IRA. They're linked, right? One's a political movement, one's a paramilitary movement, right? And they don't always agree either. There's been, from my understanding, a lot of people in the IRA actually think the Sinn Féin have been sold out the IRA, right? I've heard them say, some people say, oh, the IRA actually don't like him because they've gone into power and then sold them out. Similar concept to the RSS and the BJP. BJP, political power, RSS, the paramilitary, right? And right now, those two basically are linked. But there has been fractions over the last couple of years, I think, because of the fact that the RSS actually believe that the BJP are not harsh enough, yeah? Because obviously when you get into power, you have to then start to sort of like mellow out, because you can't be in power and do what you said you're going to do as a political movement. Once you're in power, you're going to have to play the game, innit? And so one of the things that really pissed off the RSS was actually the situation with Nipul Sharma, which was a BJP spokesperson who said stuff about Prophet Muhammad and stuff, and then she got sacked, right? And so that has really angered the RSS and all of this kind of stuff over there. Now, hey, street shitters party, shut your mouth, yeah? I'll freaking street shit on your face. I make you eat my poo, you little bitch. Shut your mouth, Padida. General's the party, street shit. Yeah, we'll all party on your face, you little bitch. Padida. Get rid of this guy, man. Where's that party, street shit? Can I get rid of him? Someone get rid of him. Make sure, I'm going to send him to India, man. Make sure, people shit in his mouth, innit? Yeah, I'll get you a one-way ticket to India. I'll go over there, yeah? I'll get 10 Indians to street shit in your mouth, yeah? With flies as well, yeah? Piss in your eyes, you little bitch. So, okay, that's Sandu. There's a Sandu in the house as well. He a mod? No way. No, he's not. Okay, let's get rid of preaching. We'll kind of hide it. Oh, he's been hit. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so let me explain the situation, what's been going on in Leicester then. So, from my understanding, from my very, very, yeah, I'll shit on your face. Yes, I will. So, look, from my understanding is this here. I don't believe there's an RSS BJP infested Hindu community in the UK. I'm saying that straight out. In the UK, I've not seen no real indication that there's a massive issue with RSS BJP infested communities in the UK. Yeah. Is it in India? Of course, because they've got in power, right? Now, I will say something about when people get into power. A lot of people in India are quite ignorant when they're voting. So they don't even really know about the history of the party or exactly what's going on. They've got a choice of 2 to 3 kind of political parties, and I'll just put a tick on the one that's going to give them the most in it. So most people that are voting for the BJP probably don't even know their real history, right? They don't really understand what they're about. They don't understand the links to the RSS. So the reason they're in power isn't necessarily because Hindus in India are extreme. It's because they're ignorant over there. Yeah, they're not really figuring out the whole kind of like thing. And when the BJP is putting on its political face, it's not showing its connections to the RSS. Unless you look into it, you're not going to really know, right? So I would say most Hindus, yeah, are not extreme, in my opinion. I've very rarely met a Hindu that is an extreme. I don't think I've ever met it. To be honest, in person, yeah, I'm not saying they're not out there. I'm saying in person. I've even met an RSS guy, and I told him I'm a Khalistani. He didn't go mad on me. He didn't start spazzing out and all that, yeah. He didn't start spazzing out on me. Oh, you're a Khalistani, da 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 da. And I know in India, if you say you're a Punjab separatist or a Khalistani, you can get freaking put in prison. You'd have your legs broken. You probably disappear in it. So when it comes to that, I've not met extremists from the Hindus community as of today. Yeah. Now, does that mean I'm not never going to meet them? I don't know. They might suddenly start popping up going for me now, innit? And if you do, let's dance, innit? Let's dance, because look, I'm not gonna okay. Okay, so look, Mr. Sandhu, yeah, let me tell you something. I actually know people from Leicester as well, yeah, very close family. What happened was this, yeah, the Sikh guy, who obviously wasn't wearing a turban, no one really knew he was a Sikh guy, right? Yeah. When after a cricket match, he went to got the Indian flag and he stomped on it or something. And so a fight broke out and the Sikh guy got beaten up, right? Totally wrong. But it wasn't because he was a Sikh he was beaten up. He got beaten up because those footballs wanted to beat him up because he stomped on the Indian flag, right? Most Sikhs, I mean, not most Sikhs, but a lot of Sikhs are disgusted with India, right? Especially because of 1984, also with the atrocity that's been going over since the beginning of the partition of India. The Punjab has been freaking, literally kind of violated over time, right? Yeah. So that's why I personally don't believe that the Punjab should be part of India. I wanted to separate, whether that's a Khalistan, whether it's a Punjab separate country, whatever. But the reason he got beaten up was not because of the fact that he was a Sikh. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying a Sikh didn't get beaten up, but that's not the reason he got beaten up. Yeah, he got beaten up because he stomped on the flag. And if I go to a cricket match or a football match and I stomp on someone's flag, rightly or wrongly, yeah, I might get myself into trouble, innit? Yeah, if I go to a Pakistani area and then they're playing Pakistani, they celebrate, I get a Pakistani flag and I start stomping on the thing, yeah, saying, yeah, they're going to get pissed off, innit? And then next thing you know, I'll probably get my head smashed in. Right, it's wrong, obviously, but that's what happened. But they wouldn't have beat me up because I'm a Sikh. They would have beaten me up because I'm stomping on their flag. So that's all I want to try to clarify. It wasn't that they target him, so he's a Sikh guy, we're going to beat him up because he's Sikh, right? Now, I haven't seen or heard of any instances in the UK of Sikhs being attacked in numbers by Hindus. I've not heard of that. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I've not heard of it. Have I heard of it in India? Yes. Obviously, we know during the 1984 kind of riots where they got Sikhs and they killed them in 1,000 in Delhi. There's been other times as well. And we know that has happened in India, right? But has it happened in the UK? I've not seen it. And people need to kind of maybe give me evidence that they have, right? What the hell? Oh God, what the hell is that noise? So basically, that's what I'm trying to say, that India, I agree 100%. It's a mess. The BJP and the RSS are dangerous in India. But does that equate to Hindus being in the UK, BJP and RSS? And are they dangerous in the UK as a minority? In my opinion, as of today, what I've looked into, no. Right? There's a couple of footballs over in Leicester that are going around going Jai Shri Ram in the area. So if you see the video, you'll see these guys walking around with masks in a Muslim area saying Jai Shri Ram. Listen here, dudes. If you mask up and you walk into any area and you're shouting slogans, people are going to get a bit annoyed, right? People are going to get a bit annoyed. Even if what you're saying is kind of peaceful or whatever, you're going to get annoyed, isn't it? So I kind of understand why Muslims are going, oh, what's going on here? Because it's not just a peaceful protest if you're masked up shouting slogans. Now, the slogan Jai Shri Ram, this is where things get very stupid, right? And I know two people, who don't believe in religion and all that they're going to think this is so ridiculous, right? And it does sound stupid. Jai Shri Ram is basically just a religious slogan that in Hinduism, right? It's been there for thousands of years. It's not something that only BJP, RSS people say. It's a bit like saying that when you say Allahu Akbar, that basically you're an extremist. You can't say because someone says that they're automatically extremist. The same way when someone says Jai Shri Ram, it doesn't mean they're automatically an extremist, right? Now, the same way that the word Allahu Akbar has been hijacked by Islamists, the same way Jai Shri Ram, sorry if I'm mispronouncing, both of them are going to go mad at me. I'm not doing it. But same way that has been, the same way that has now been hijacked by the BJP RSS movement. Yeah, it doesn't mean anyone that says it is now an extremist. Yeah, you need to look into their beliefs and stuff. So one of the things I would say, wrong for the Hindus to go through the thingy and shouting Jai Shri Ram and all that. Look, man, if you come into a Sikh area doing that, you might get in a bit of trouble, innit? Like, even if you're trying to do peacefully, like, why are you doing it? Like, there's no point. Either show your face and do it, because I don't understand these people that just can't show their face, innit? Just show us, innit? Yeah, I've heard that in you're right. They are RSS BJP freshies. They have extremist view. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. If they come from India, they're gonna have a certain mindset, right? They're gonna have a certain mindset. Now, some of the things I've been hearing are so freaking, like, mind-bendingly stupid, right? Now, I'm hearing Muhammad Hijab, right? Remember Muhammad Hijab, right? You know Muhammad Hijab. You know that 6'4" lanky piece of piss? Not that one, this one, yeah? Who goes around, like, putting gum shields in his mouth, going up to people, trying to threaten them and all this kind of stuff and all that kind of stuff, is going to Leicester, basically riling up the masses, or trying to rile up the masses, right? And he's saying that Hindutva thugs are racist supremacists going around terrorizing the Muslim community, yeah? All right, so Hindutva. Now, what I find so strange, though, and like I said, yeah, you're going to get upset, everybody. The Hindutva RSS are lunatics, yeah, right? They are crazy. They will kill you for eating a cow. I'm telling you, you go to India, you go to one of these Hindutva areas, try eating a cow, you're going to get killed, right? And that's evil. The same way it's evil to kill someone for leaving their religion, right? You shouldn't do that, right? But isn't it Ali Dawa and Muhammad Hijab that was saying, oh, I'll watch if, to apostate prophet, I'll be watching when you get executed under our Sharia. Now, what is the difference between somebody killing someone for a cow and somebody killing someone for leaving their religion? They're both barbaric, right? So when you're talking about supremacy, Muhammad Hijab, I'm talking to you. You're a supremacist, right? You believe the same way the Hindutva RSS that your way of life is the best, that everybody should conform to your way of life, that if you have your way, I would be a second-class citizen. The same way the Hindutva believe the same thing, right? They believe that in India, it should be a Hindu nation, and everybody that's not Hindu should be second-class citizens with less rights. What's the difference between that and Pakistan? What is the difference between that and Pakistan? Pakistan, yeah, you are not allowed to become the prime minister if you are not Muslim. On top of that, the Ahmadiyas have to sign a declaration on the passport that they're not Muslims, yeah? And they have to, basically, they're non-citizens almost. The Shias are also persecuted in Pakistan, yeah? They're not allowed to now print their books on Shia Islam. On top of that, you have the Hindus that are persecuted a lot in India. There used to be over 15% of Hindus in Pakistan. There's only 2% now. On top of that, the Christians. I've had a terrible time in Pakistan. Now, the Sikhs, we're kind of okay in Pakistan, if I'm being honest. We're not too bad. There's not, real major problems. I'm not sure why. Maybe, I don't know. Just haven't, yeah? So I'm going to say the Sikhs where I start. But every other community, a minority community in Pakistan is persecuted up to a point, yeah? And so you are the same as India right now. So when you're pointing fingers, Pakistan, you're Pakistanis, to India, look at yourself as well, right? Two wrongs don't make a right, yeah? What's happening in India is wrong. What's happening in Pakistan's wrong. Both of them are backwards, yeah? Both of them, yeah, are disgraceful. Both of them, yeah, their humanitarian, their human rights violations are off the freaking charts. If I go to India right now and I say I'm a Khalistani who wants a separate state for the Punjab, I may disappear, right? You may never see me again. Yeah. Luckily, I'm a British citizen, and I might be to get away with it. But that's the state of India at the moment. If I was to say that I am a Khalistani and I want a separate state for the Punjab, I could disappear from India like that, right? And I've done a portrait of Pindalawala as well, so that's even more. And I've also said in Speaker's Corner, death to that bitch Indira Gandhi. So obviously, there's a lot of things out there about me that has basically called out the Indian government and what they do, yeah? Because I personally believe India is just as bad as Pakistan. So when I see these two arguing over India and Pakistan, I'm just sitting there like, dude, you're both crazy, right? Both countries are crazy. Both countries have terrible human rights violations to their minorities. And so for one to preach the other is a joke, right? Is a joke. Now, okay, Daha Trill. Hijab's infested. When team went boxing for colors, his true colors came out. Hey, Pudira, make me bitch, huh? Tiaja, come on. Please, stop. I can't stand listening to you. You're a damn coward, dude. You can see my face, right? You know what I look like. Everyone knows where I live. Who's the coward, bitch? Banjasal, you done nothing. It's been 5 years now. I've got no freaking hair touched on my body, man. And not like that, you dirty buggers. Oh, look, he's saying Walla Walla. Walla Walla. I wonder what Walla Walla's up to, man. Has Walla Walla got a British citizenship now? Has he? Someone told me Walla Walla's got British citizenship. Tell me if you got British citizenship. Well done if you have, man. I know a lot of people don't like Walla Walla, but I think he's a hard worker. I think, he's got a good kind of... I know he does some crazy stuff, but I don't think he's a detriment to the UK. I think he's, somebody that, is a misfit. You need to meet him in real life. He's actually a pretty decent dude, man. I know people like... The problem is when you only see people online, you can't really get the real... Like, people only see me online, they only get one impression. But when you meet people, they, you see the real person in it. So, yeah, if you have, good on you, man. Good on you. Hopefully, things go well for you. I don't know who told me that. Someone wrote it somewhere. Oh, you got a citizenship or something. Maybe they're just trying to troll. So, Hassan, can you control yourself, please? I'm begging you, man. Now, indeed, first of all, RSS don't even consider Khalistani as Sikhs. Yes, like I said, I'm against the RSS and the BJP because they do not consider Sikhs as a separate religion, right? So it's a bit like saying, because somebody is a Jew and they got connections to, say, Christianity and to Islam, they're automatically a Christian or a Jew. No. We have connections, right? We believe in certain fundamentals like reincarnation, karma. We believe in dharma and stuff like this. So we have our own kind of thing, but we're a totally separate faith. We actually totally disagree with certain main components of Hinduism, which makes us a different faith, right? So this is one of the problems with the situation with the RSS. They see the Sikhs, which is where it gets a bit confusing, right? Because in India right now, there are Sikhs that are in the BJP. Yeah, I know, and I can prove it to you, just to show you how crazy it is. One of the spokespersons for the BJP is actually a very prominent Sikh, right? Now, I actually have no understanding what they're doing, right? I really don't. I have no clue what they're doing supporting the BJP, but there are Sikhs within the BJP, very high-ranking Sikhs, right? Now, hey, look. Punjab CM, BJP asking, so BJP leader Tajinder Singh Dee, BJP Dee, BJP spokesman here. This guy here, Badal, that little Pudida, he was actually in bed with the BJP, as you can see here. They actually had a coalition. So this is the Kali Dal party, and this is the BJP. So for years they had a coalition, right? How that worked, I don't know. Yeah, but they did, right? And so there is this connection between the BJP and the RSS. Yeah, and some of these guys are proper crazy lunatics, like this guy here, and obviously him. And so it's a bit of a messy situation with the thingy. So this is what I'm saying to people: just because somebody votes for the BJP doesn't automatically make them extremists, because in India you only have a handful of parties to choose from, and normally they don't look into the party, they'll just see what they're going to give them, right? And they normally lie to them by saying they're going to give them this, they're going to give them, even bribe. I've seen one time where they said they're going to give everyone a mobile phone, right? That's bribery, right? Everyone that votes for us will get a mobile phone. Obviously the phones didn't materialize, but people was, people in these villages and stuff just voted. So the fact that the BJP is in power is not really indicative that every Hindu who voted for them will actually, because Sikhs are voting for the BJP as well. I know that just from the people that are actually part of the BJP, right? So that doesn't matter. And that's what you need to kind of think. Now, when it comes to the UK, look, like I said, the Hindu community, you need to sort yourself out in Leicester, right? Yeah. Whatever's going on there, you need to sort yourself out, because it's not a good look when you're going around kind of like, whether you think that it was right, you're doing it for a reason to kind of defend yourself, whatever. When you're walking around doing Jai Shri Ram and you got the mask, it's not a good look, right? Also, I've heard different stories about why it happened. Yeah. Now, on one side, you got the Muslims saying that basically the Hindus were terrorizing them and just going around asking them, "Are you Hindu? Are you Muslim?" And then if they say yes, they'll start beating them up and all this kind of stuff. And basically, they were going around kidnapping girls, desecrating Qurans. Now, from my understanding, this is not true. The desecration of the Quran never happened. The girl being kidnapped never happened. Were there instances where some people got beaten up? Yeah, they did get beaten up. Now, the reason they got beaten up, I don't know, because like I said, I wasn't there, right? I don't know exactly what happened, but 20 guys beating up one guy is wrong, in my opinion, right? If that's what happened. If 20 guys beat up one guy, broke his arm and all that, that's wrong. And be a man, do it one-on-one, in it. Don't beat up one guy with 20 guys, right? So now the other story is that from Hijab's disease-infested gum shield, I actually like that bloody thingy, man. You need to copyright that. Is that the Hindu community has been under attack, right? One of the things that I've been told is that in the Hindu community in that area, when they were doing their religious celebrations and stuff, people coming over and chucking eggs and all this kind of stuff, and trying to intimidate them and all this kind of stuff. And next thing you know, it just all the shit, and then the Hindus started to defend themselves. Right now, like I said, there's nothing wrong with defending yourself. The Sikhs I believe 100%. You can't turn the other cheek, man. Like, if you keep on turning that other cheek, you're gonna get battered in it. So at some point, you're gonna make a decision, man. I don't just mean physically, but mentally as well. Remember, you can fight people mentally. Yeah, you can fight people mentally. You don't have to fight people always physically. I haven't lifted a finger against anyone, but I've had so many, let's just say, victims. Yeah, you know how many victims I've got. I didn't touch none of them physically, but they're traumatized. Yeah, so you can do things in your own way. You don't have to. So I don't believe that Hindus should be passive, right? If your community is being attacked, grow some balls in it. Start defending yourself. I will say that straight. Because one thing I have seen in the past, and look, this is going to be let's just say this is all right, so let me try and be fair. Like I said, India and what's happening in India, let's take that aside. I've agreed with people. India is a mess, right? I'm talking about the UK. The Hindus in the UK. The Hindus in the UK, yeah, are probably one of the model communities in the UK when it comes to immigrants, right? I was trying to find articles on Hindus, right? There's nothing. Can't find no criminal stuff apart from something to do with fraud. Can't find no real kind of violent stuff. Can't find nothing, right? There's nothing there. There's hardly nothing there, yeah? There's nothing there. And there's a million of them. Remember, they doubled the Sikh community. There's a million. They're not, you can't even see them because they're just, and the thing is, whatever you think about the Hindu community in this country, I have to judge it by this country. There have been nothing but model citizens, because I've never met a Hindu with a criminal record. I know my own cousin has a criminal record, and I'm embarrassed to say it. He's a good guy, but he got done for freaking robbery and freaking assault. Yeah. He got a person across the road from me. He was a friend of the family, killed someone. Yeah, not on purpose. He was beating someone up. Who was his son-in-law, and he fell over and split his head up and died in it. So he got something. I've been arrested twice, yeah, for defending myself and stuff. So I know lots of Sikhs that have little thing. I think Sikhs are kind of in the middle ground, right? We have our people that like have gone down a route. We also have that educated. Whereas with Hindus, they've only really got one side, yeah. And that is why, at the moment, when you're looking at government, Rishi Sunak, Priti Patel, Ashay Sunak, Ashok, whatever his name is, and all of these prominent, high-ranking politicians are Hindus, right? I was also looking at the most richest, and this ain't look. I've given what's it called? I've given the bad about the Hindus. Let me give them a little bit of credit as well, right? Because I've gone in pretty hard, right? So let me show you something, yeah. I want to show you something because it's quite. Now, I was looking at who are the richest people in the UK, right? Asians, and you just need to read the list of the richest people in the UK just to realize that when it comes to business and when it comes to politics, the Hindu community are literally on another level when it comes to the Sikhs and the thing. So obviously, Hindu, Sikh. I know the surname Ranjit and Baljinda Boparan. Yeah, so there's one Sikh, Hindu, Patel, a Sikh, or maybe Hindu could be Ivas Aror. I can't remember the surname. Another Hindu. Or is he Sikh? I think he's Sikh, isn't it? I can't remember. Now here's obviously Muslim. Yeah, Muslim, Hindu. These are Sikhs because his name Mataru. I got family on Mataru. Hindu. Actually, this could be actually Muslim, maybe. Yeah, I think it is. Hindu. Look at this freaking picture, man. God's sakes, man. Singh, Sikh guy. Oh God. Hindu. Probably Hindu. I think he's a Muslim guy, from Pakistan. Hindu, right? And he's even named Hinduja, just to show it. So, out of 1 million Hindus, and remember, there's 500,000 Sikhs, and there's around 2.5, including Bengalis and Pakistanis from South Asia, right? The Hindus dominate the rich list. There's only a handful of Sikhs, handful of Muslims, right? So they are basically dominating when it comes to the economy, when it comes to politics, when it comes to education. I've even seen the education. The Hindus are killing it when it comes to education as well, right? So in terms of migrants, they're a model community at the moment. This is why it was very strange to see Hindus walking around with masks on, right? Everyone's like, what the hell's going on here? Yeah. Now, this is where we're going to go into a bit of let's just say one of my kind of fortes, the northern Pakistani community. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to say Muslim, I'm going to say Pakistani community, because most Muslims in the north are from Pakistan, mainly from Kashmir, right? You have pockets of Gujaratis, mainly in Leicester, and you have pockets of Bengalis, of Somalians, but the main group over the last 30, 40 years, because that's what I want to look at, are the Pakistanis, right? Now, when you think about Pakistanis, when you think about Hindu, you just think about Hare Krishna and all that. Right? When you think about northern Pakistanis, what comes to mind? I wonder what comes to mind. Groomers, right? Drug gangs, right? High criminal rates. Also, on top of that, they have a terrible reputation in the north for extremism as well. The northern towns are a hotbed of extremism. So for northern Pakistani Muslims to be shouting about this and that, it's a joke. Your whole area is full of them. So when I saw them go outside the mandir, you remember they went outside the mandir, right? The temple. Now let me say something. The woman that was going to speak at that temple, she's a nasty chadel, yeah, nasty chadel, meaning a witch, yeah, evil woman, right? In my opinion, yeah, I agree. She was a nasty person. I looked into her. She looks nuts, right? And some of the stuff she said was freaking insane, right? So I understand why people would be upset for her to come there. But I don't care what anyone says. Don't go outside people's place of worship, right? And start talking shit. Because what happened is there's one thing about doing doing a protest, right? About a horrible woman coming down there. Oh, thanks, blah, blah. Yeah, Sadi rapper data data. Yeah, she's a nut job, that woman, man. As soon as I saw her face, oh, pagal hagi, man. As soon as I saw her, man. As soon as I saw her, you know, when you just see a picture of something, it's like, dude, this person looks nuts. Yeah, I'll show you the picture. She just looks like a freaking crazy woman, man. Now, the problem is a lot of temples and stuff. I'd recommend people watching an interview on Brit Asia from a Muslim guy and some Sikhs and a Hindu lady about the situation. The problem with a lot of these mosques, temples, and gurdwara, they're run by old people, right? And I'm talking about old or something like that, and they don't know who they're booking and stuff. Someone just walks in, can we have this person speaking? And they're like, hanji, yeah? So they don't even know exactly who is speaking there. So you can't blame the mandir for knowing that. Once they were actually told who she was and how crazy she is, they then cancelled her a week before the protest happened, right? So they'd already cancelled, yeah? So the reason why they went over there wasn't to do with her, because they knew she'd cancelled, yeah? They actually went over there because they wanted to cause, where's that freaking, that? Can't find that woman's name, man. Her name's not Rata Shadi Rati Namanana, whatever her name is. Okay, Sadvi Ratna. Oh, pagal lagdi, man. So she just saw a picture, man. I thought, what a real. I knew straight away she hates Khalistanis. She hates us. You know, they hate Khalistanis, man. No, you know, Indian news media, you're a joke. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Hindu Yunus. Yeah, how you doing, man? Yunus. I've been watching a lot of Indian news outlets, right? Because it's hilarious how they're portraying Muhammad Hijab. I'm cracking up, man, because he's pissed. He's done a video today to kind of like dampen things down, right? Yeah. Because he got his beastie done in Leicester last week. Big up to the Leicester Muslims for telling him how it is, man. You can't just come down there with your freaking 10-foot shoe, walking around. Yeah, I'm going to show you a trick. Shut your mouth. Shush, shush. When you tell a man to shush, yeah, you're disrespecting him, man, innit? You can't just go around. So, hijab tomorrow, the main people of the area has stayed pleased with going on. So, let me just show you a quick picture of this woman, right? Yeah. Because I'm not going to even tell you her beliefs. Just look at her. Huh? Yeah. She looks like a Jalil. Yeah. I knew straight away. I didn't even have to read then I read afterwards what she was saying. And she hates Khalistanis as well. The stuff she said about Khalistanis. That he's freaking Jalil, man. She's just a freaking, like, she's mad. Yeah. Aye, okay, this one's the best one. Huh? With her finger. Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to that lady, 100% she is a despicable individual, and I believe she should never have been invited to a mandir. If they want to do it they want to do it in some kind of freaking room or somewhere, whatever. That's up to them, innit? Freedom of speech. But when you're going to people's place of worship, like a mandir or a Sikh temple, whatever, like, you're gonna have to vet who's coming in, innit? You can't have people like that espousing those type of views on there, right? So with her, she's a trail. So I understand why people would be upset by her coming down, but she'd already cancelled, right? So don't terrorize the mandir, right? What you do when you look, let me tell you something to the Muslim community out there, to the Pakistani community. Listen, I should be your PR man, right? You don't know what you're doing. Yeah? You're beefgoof, man. I'll tell you that you're the pagal again, man, all of you. You don't know what you're doing up there. Even something that you could turn into a good, you'd ruin it. Yeah? If I was head of your community and say, look, you just need to hire me, innit? Pay me, I don't know, £1 million an hour or something. I'll get you to freaking look like angels. Yeah? All you had to do was highlight who she was and then basically tell the media and try and get into the media, this is who she is, blah, blah, blah. Maybe do a peaceful protest outside the Indian embassy saying this woman, blah, blah, blah. Instead, what you do, yeah, you're such a footdoors. You go outside the mandir, start doing your tatte out in front of the thing. This is what they're doing, look. Yeah? Huh? What are you? What are you, man? What is wrong with you? Why are you doing that? Yeah? You're literally disrespecting. You went to a good... Let me tell you something I heard here. And this is from Asia, right? Not from me. Originally, the guys were going to go to Smethwick Gurdwara. Someone wrote Smethwick Gurdwara's address on there, right? Smethwick. Yeah? Smethwick Gurdwara. Have you seen that Gurdwara? You go there, ever done it? I'm telling you, the tappar you get in your mouth here for even coming one step close to that. Because the Sikhs are not the same as Hindus, man. We're not going to just stand there taking photographs. We'll freaking hammer your head in, man. So you can't be going to places of worship. And I'm telling you, the Sikhs in Birmingham are next level. Let me just say they're very hot-tempered. Let me just put that. Yeah, the Sikhs in Birmingham are much more hot-tempered than the ones in London. That's what I realised. And going to Smethwick Gurdwara, because they originally had that address up there. You went to a Gurdwara like that, you'd freaking get your freaking head. I don't want to say it, yeah, because you can't go around it, yeah. So first of all, they jump on it, going, yeah, fuddo, yeah. Straight away, you've ruined your whole campaign, right? You was actually right. This is the problem with you, yeah. Even though you're right that woman shouldn't be allowed to speak there, you did it in the most stupidest way, right? Totally ruining the whole kind of message you was putting forward. Now, when you look at the news, just got a guy, doing his truck there on the railing, innit? Yeah, let me show you what I mean. And people don't even understand what they've done and what done was wrong. Just imagine doing that outside a mosque, right? Just imagine doing outside a mosque. What would happen? And rightfully so. What would happen to that dude if you went outside a mosque, started saying you drink cow? Because let me just say that I don't like giving people, clout, right? But let me just tell you something. Someone sent me a video today, from obviously the grooming king or the grooming apologist king, Ghost Puddida Corner, yeah. And I don't like giving people thingy, but I've got to show you this video, yeah, because it just shows you how thick, yeah, certain people are, and they want to drag Sikhs into this, yeah. Okay, so actually, Jen Wallace is doing a show. I might actually jump on there later if I can. Yeah. So basically, I want to show you something, yeah. And I don't want to advertise his channel, but screw it, man. Screw it. It's so hilarious, right? Yeah. Hopefully, copyright. Now, have a look at this title, yeah. Now I got it goes Sikh youth turn up outside Hindu temple, right? Ghost speakers called no views, right? Now have a look at this here. Sikh youth, right? Remember he says Sikh youth, right? Now let me just remember what is the word youth? What is the word youth mean? Like youngsters, isn't it? People in their 18s to 20s or something like that, right? Now let me just I can't play that because it's on the thingy, innit? I need to pause it. Oh God, I missed it, man. Let's do it again. Here's the Sikh youth. Have a look at the Sikh youth. Look at the Sikh youth that turned up to support them. Have a look at this. Huh? The Sikh youth. Huh? Here's the Sikh youth. Huh? Look. The Sikh youth. Huh? The Sikh youth. Here's the Sikh youth. Look at him. Puddida. That's a Buddha. Yeah? He's probably in his 40s. You're calling him a youth. And it was one. He was there to calm the situation there, Pudida. He wasn't there to instigate. He was trying to go from the, because as Sikhs, we're in the middle, innit? I've got no dog in the fight, innit? I think both sides are crazy, innit? Yeah. So for me, like, that woman coming to that mandir was a nut job, right? So, yeah, they should have a right to say you shouldn't go there, because that woman, she's nuts, innit? But there's a way to do things. This guy was there to basically try and mediate, right? Going between the mandir, going outside the mandir, and talk to both sides, innit? And say, look, calm down and stuff. Instead, this Fuddo has put it on there like the Sikh youth has turned up. Dude, one dude, yeah, in his 40s is not the Sikh youth. Now, one of the things is like, I don't know if I should play it yet. Let me just see if I can play this, right? But this is hilarious. Like, hold on 1 second. Come on, Commander! Come on, Commander! The cow piece, mother! Let's, my brother, he's not gonna stay here. You let's win this political. Now, listen to this, yeah. Now, people are saying, oh, they were just outside being peaceful. Oh, they were just there protesting, good little boys. You know, they were so polite. And have a listen to this. This is when you know that, Ghost, you have no self-awareness, right? This is why you're the grooming apologist of the northern towns. Listen to what your Muslim brothers are saying outside the mandir. Just have a listen. And you left it up there thinking that it's normal, right? Listen. Come on, Commander! Come on, Commander! The cow piss, motherfucker! You cow piss MFers, right? You cow piss MFers. Outside a mandir. And you think this is something to be proud of? And then you got another picture. Let me show you the other picture. This is why the north is in a mess, because of Fuddos like this. Instead of them talking about, okay, this is the issue. Now you've got these freaking idiots, yeah, about talking about the RSS, BJP in India, stuff, which they could have used to capitalize and all that kind of stuff. Instead, all you got is pictures of this Fuddo here doing this. Look. Have a look at this. Look. Yeah. And then he's holding his balls as well afterwards. Have a look. Here. Yeah. So what you've done is, like I said, I've got no real dog in the fight in this year. I'm just looking at it from both sides here and thinking to myself, okay, would I understand why Muslims are upset about India? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's disgraceful what's going on in India. It's going to escalate to Christians. Christians don't understand at the moment that the RSS, BJP are against any faith that is not indigenous to India, right? Or they perceive not to be indigenous. Right now, it's Muslims. Christians will be next, yeah, because what's happening is a lot of Christian conversions are happening. Catholic, Jack, you're going to see they're going to start targeting Christians as well, right? And Christians will be next. Sikhs are being targeted, but in a different way, because they believe we are basically Hindu, which, in my opinion, is disrespectful just from the get-go. We're not Hindus. I have no animosity towards my Hindu brothers and sisters. Like I said, man, I've had no issues in the UK with Hindus. Obviously, in India, it's a different kettle of fish, like you would 1984 and all this. And in 2024, there's going to be the commemoration 40 years. And I'm going to be doing quite a lot of artwork to commemorate that. So you'll understand exactly what happened during the riots of 1984. And that was not the BJP. That was a Congress party who is also being in power under Indira Gandhi, who obviously got a little present between the eyes, in it, or whatever. And so the whole situation is a mess over there in the northern towns. But the problem is this here, that people are making it worse, like Muhammad Hijab, right? Muhammad Hijab is going over there, riling people up, telling people, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, rah, rah, rah. These Hindus, they're reincarnation, rah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. Now, also, let me just say something about, remember the cow piss thing, yeah? You know, the only people that can mock about drinking any type of animal urine is the Sikhs, yeah, from the Indian subcontinent, like I said before, yeah? The Muslims can't say nothing. and the Hindus can't, because both of you love drinking piss, right? Now, like I said, you're both going to get upset. You Hindus like drinking cow piss, Muslims like drinking camel piss. Sorry, man. It's from an animal. To me, both of them are disgraceful. If you're drinking piss, you need to stop in it. So to have the nerve to go outside and Monday going, you cow piss drinking this? Dude, you drink camel piss. Huh? You drink camel piss. When you grab that freaking lulla and you're freaking tossing it and getting the freaking pashab wee out, it's just no difference. Whether it's a freaking a cow or a camel, there's no difference. The only difference is a camel's a little bit taller, so you don't have to bend down too much, yeah? But you're still sucking on the lulla of an animal drinking the piss, yeah? I don't care. The only people in the Indian subcontinent that can say anything about it is us. If we want to go outside saying, you cow piss, camel drink pisses, yeah, we can say that because we don't drink no piss. The hypocrisy is freaking mental. Calling people cow piss drinkers when you're allowed to drink camel piss, yeah? What is this? Leave the animals alone. They suffered enough. I mean, not even the pashabis, not even the wee is not even left alone. They have to eat everything. You have to eat the whole animal. I'm a vegetarian, obviously. But even the freaking thing is like Coke and Pepsi, yeah. Someone says, oh, you're drinking Coke. Oh, you're drinking Coke. It's going to ruin your teeth while they're drinking Pepsi, innit? Or in their Pepsi, like, yeah. Oh, you're drinking Coke. It's the same thing when you're saying you drink cow piss and they're drinking camel piss at the same time. Yeah, Sikhs, you can mock, man. We can mock. We don't do none of that shit, man. When we become Sikhs, one of the main things is we're not going to drink no piss. Yeah, I'm telling you that straight now, because both the Hindus at the time, the Muslims, were at it all over the place in India. Yeah, there's camels in India, so they're drinking piss from the camel. The other side were drinking piss from the cows. Yeah, it was like, no, we're not having none of that. Yeah, just that alone was enough for us to say it's not our thing, innit? Yeah, and I've given you both, yeah, a tupper, innit? So don't cry from both sides, innit? Because both sides are crazy when it comes to camel piss. And just to show you, if I say, Raj, you're a liar, Raj, you're like, because I'm sick and tired of hearing this camel piss thing. I mean, this cow piss thing, man, because you can't throw stones at glass houses, man. Don't throw stones at glass houses, man. Yeah? Talking about cow piss. So Muslim cow urine, yeah. Hindus, watch. When I type in, yeah. Look at this, yeah. Look at them drinking it like it's freaking champagne or something, right? Look at the Hindus. Look, going up to cows, bloody touching them and all that kind of stuff, saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna drink your piss" and all that. Here's the one behind drinking the piss of a cow, right? Right? Yeah? Everyone's laughing, right? Everyone's laughing. Yeah? Now, let's have a look. What's the difference? Look at this guy. Huh? Look at this guy drinking it like he's freaking drinking coffee. Look at this dude going behind it like it's a vending machine. A vending machine. You know you have the vending machines. Yeah? Look. Like a vending machine. Look at this one here. He's like he's doing a 69er on him. For the camel urine. Like, come on, man. Yeah? This one kissing the camel like he's freaking in some sort of 50 Shades of Camel or something. Yeah? Look, Zakir Naik screaming. Bila, Bila, Bila. Be Sharab, Be Sharab. Oh gosh, what's it? Oh god, be Bashab, be Bashab, be Bashab, be Bashab means piss. B means drinking it. So that's even better because B, you know, bila. So be Bashab, yeah. What is the difference, man? Look at him. This one's freaking sucking on it like he's a prosy or something. Yeah? This one's chasing the camel like he's freaking after a chicken. So shut up, man, about mocking Hindus about camel piss. You're doing the exact same thing. Look, there's even all these freaking drinks. Have a look at these drinks, like they're freaking camel urine, like it's that looks like beard dye or something. Yeah, have a look at this all stocked up camel urine in the shops. And then you got the nerve to go around mocking people for drinking piss, man. It's a freaking joke, Kuddi does. Come on, man. We can mock. I can mock. Yeah, I'll mock all day, innit? Be sharp. We should do that as a new kind of like a Coke thing, yeah, called Be sharp. I might actually do a mock out because of my thingy. Be sharp, yeah. Yeah, so you can't mock. Now, I'm going to go on to the other situation about the supremacist ideology of the RSS, right? Now, the RSS basically come about after the British. First of all, look, you have to understand India. India had been ruled. Dude, I wish I could play this video, man. Maybe I should try because I want to end the stream in like 20 minutes anyway. So if I can freaking play it because I'd love to be able to play it. Because this video really shows you the BJP and the RSS and how they come about in it in a very good, quite concise way. I don't know if I can actually. Oh yeah. Before I do though, because people can say, "Oh, Raj, you've never spoken about the BJP. You've never spoken about the BJP." Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I actually went to Speaker's Corner a couple of months ago because I actually wanted to speak to the BJP guys, innit? Because I've never spoken to them in real life, like except for one, and they were undercover, innit? So I wanted to. Yes. Oh, thank yes. Catholic Jack, don't have to drink pee. We can mock. We can call people cow piss or camel piss drinkers because we don't drink anything else. So before everyone says anything, a couple of months ago, I went over to Speaker's Corner because I saw a whole group of RSS BJP guys there, right? And I wanted to have a chat to them because I've never been able to speak to them in person. Open RSS BJP guys. So before I said I've never spoken about, here's me talking about them, right? If they said yes, then what's happening here? No offense, Pakistan is bad as well, but they're supporting Hitler, and I can prove it through facts in the future that he's the founder of that group supported the killings of Jews in India, including Christianity and including Islam. So please don't be fooled by these guys. They should have had a right to speak at Oxford Union. They should have a right, and they could have been debunked. That's where the British government is going wrong, because they're not allowing them to speak, and then they've come here to have no love for Jews or anybody else, you know, disrespecting the Prophet. In India, they're killing people for eating cows. Now, what? So, like I said, I've spoken about it, right? I have spoken about it. Then is that Oz? Merciful Servant? I can't remember if that's Oz. I think it is, isn't it? If it is. So I have. Do Buddhists not drink piss? I can't remember. Let me just double check from the Buddhist. Oh, sorry, to the Buddhist Council of Generalists. Yes, you don't drink piss in it. Thank you very much. We do. Thank God you didn't do that. So I've spoken about it. I've been very open about my views about things because they are very anti-Khalistani as well. Every time the Indian news organization, which are very right-wing, the ones that I've listened to, classify any Sikh that wants Punjab to be separate from India, are basically extremists, right? So I know just by listening to the way they describe Sikhs that their viewpoints are skewed, innit? They're skewed because I can see it because they do it to me. I can also see what they're doing to me. So they're not the best channels to actually watch to get, the information from. But I find them quite funny, to be honest with you, because they're always shouting and stuff. So I listen. But I know what to listen for and what not to listen for. But I do have some good points. One of them, like I said, is about, right, here's him. Look at him, looking like a good young Muslim boy. First of all, today, it's a few gentlemen. You're mocking us every 7 years. Big up, man. Big up. Yeah, but look, there's a difference between mocking a bit and outright hating a group, innit? Like, people mock me about reincarnation. Oh, Raj, you're going to come back as a freaking what? A little poodle. You're going to come. I don't take offense to it. So what? It's what? Are you gonna come back as a bloody toilet seat or whatever, man? Like you should. When it comes to religion, you shouldn't be so sensitive, right? The way I see it is, look, yeah, when people mock, right? Look, if you truly believe in the Creator, these people mocking are gonna be punished in the hereafter anyway. Like Hassan and Banksy and all of these atheists, yeah, they're gonna be in trouble. Yeah, you might believe they're gonna be burning in hell. I believe they're gonna come back reincarnated, 1,000,000,000 life cycles and all that kind of stuff. But I believe that the Creator is bigger and stronger than just some individuals talking shit on the internet. Innit? Yeah, it's not. You shouldn't let it think. You shouldn't let it get to you. I'm talking to all religious people, including Sikhs, including Hindus, including Christians, and everybody, man. Like, look, if you truly believe in the Creator and He's all powerful, some little idiot saying God is X, Y, Z, or your God, it shouldn't affect. It's not going to affect God, is it? It will affect you because you're basically not strong enough mentally to be able to take it. So, like I said about the RSS, I have spoken about them. And so there's a track record going back years, actually, me speaking about the RSS and the BJP. I've even had conversations with people I really dislike, and I've actually agreed with them when it comes to, you know, the RSS and stuff like that, and the BJP. So no one can say that I am actually biased, right? So I'm trying to differentiate between India and the UK. And like I said, we can't superimpose what's happening in India with the Hindutva to the UK, right? Because I've not seen yet signs that there's a massive kind of like radicalization of Hindu youth. Are there a couple? Probably, yeah, but they're not to the point at the moment where I think they're dangerous or they're a danger to Sikhs or a danger to Muslims to that point, yeah. Because if they were, I think, you know, we would have heard about it. Right now, it's just a couple of skirmishes up north in these Leicester towns and stuff, and now people are trying to make it bigger than what it is in terms of saying there's Hindutva. Everybody that's part of this is part of Hindutva. If you don't condemn the RSS or the BJP or blah blah blah, and so look, people might support the BJP, right? But they might just support it in the kind of like just as a political party, but not really know the full story of the BJP and the RSS link. And so you've got to give them the benefit of the doubt, yeah. Yeah, look, yeah, I know Pakistanis hate Indians, right? They hate Indians with even Muslim Indians. Because when I was at college, when I was at school, like I said, I got you saw my thingy. I've known Hindu Gujaratis, and they're very much more passive, right? That's why in Leicester, I think most of them are Gujaratis, so there wasn't much problems there. But obviously, the Pakistanis can't stand Indians, even the Muslim Indians. I think they're sellouts, right? You can hear it from Ards and all them that always talk about, you guys are Hindus, rah, 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 rah. And so you see that all the time, yeah? But I will show you, look, like I said, yeah, when I was typing up Pakistan thingy for Hindus, like bad stories about Hindus, there was hardly, I mean, there was literally nothing, right? I couldn't find anything, yeah, really nothing. There was nothing. I remember during 1984, when the attack on the Golden Temple happened, that we had Hindu friends, right, who, let me just go up for this, sorry. I had Hindu friends. We had my older sister had Hindu friends who used to come around the house all the time. Even then, you know, there was a bit of tension, but there was nothing major happening in the UK between Hindus and Sikhs or Hindus or anybody, because they're not really what you call kind of aggressive people, right? Like in the Sikh community, we have our aggressive people, we have our passive people. In the Hindu community, most of them seem to be passive, right? They're not known for being aggressive people. So this is why when you're looking at this, you have to start thinking to yourself, okay, what is the issue going on? Because they're not normally like this in the UK. And this is what I'm trying to do. Now, when you're looking at Pakistanis, on the other hand, yeah, have a look at this. Hold on a second. I'm just going to go by one of the biggest terrorist attacks on the UK in the last, the last 100 years or so, right? And that was the 7/7 bombings, right? Now, just have a look at who the people that made up the 7/7 bombings, where did they come from? Yeah. Now, yeah. So 7/7 bombings, yeah, in July 2055, right? Now, when we look at the individuals, Hishab Hussain, let's have a look where he come from. Hussain was born in Leeds, General Infirmary, and raised in Holbrook, West Yorkshire, Leeds, the youngest of 4 children. His father Mahmoud, of Pakistani origin, right? Yeah. So we know one of them was 100% Pakistani, right? Muhammad Siddiq Khan, right? Born and grew up in Beeston, but moved to Leeds. His father, Tikazi, foundry worker, was born in Pakistan. Yeah, right? 2. Now, this one is Jermaine Lindsay, and he was actually a Jamaican convert. So obviously he's not. And Shazad Tanwir, where was he from? Tanwir was born in St. Luke's, with Bradford, to Bhavin Bhakta, whose husband was originally from Faizabad region of Pakistan. So 3 out of the 4 attackers of the 577 were actually from Pakistan, right? And even a place like Luton, places around the north, have a hotbed of extremism. We know that for a fact, right? I don't know for a fact there's a hotbed of Hindu extremists roaming around Birmingham and places like that. Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that. I've not seen anything. I've not heard anything. Until I start seeing concrete evidence from police forces, from governments, not hearsay, that there's a Hindutva infiltration of schools, of mandirs, then I'll start calling it out, right? Because I'm not having that myself, right? I'm not going to be going, okay, because the Hindutva hate the Sikhs as well, yeah, especially people like myself who are Punjab separatists. So I'll start calling out. I've got no dog in this fight. But when I was trying to research, there was nothing there, yeah? The only time it's come up is this. So I'm trying to look at it objectively. I have to look at also the past behavior of a community, right? You have to look at that. Like if you're looking at me and you're trying to judge me about, say, how trustworthy I am, you're going to have to look at my past actions, right? And then you can judge, okay, this is how much I think here. Now, some people might think I'm not trustworthy, some people I might. But the point is you look at people's past history and you have to look at a community's past track record. In the UK, not India, the Hindu community are a model community in the UK, right? The Pakistani community in the northern towns are probably the epitome of what's called not the model community. Segregated, hotbed of extremism up there. And on top of that, you have the grooming situation that's been going on since the 80s, especially starting with the Sikhs and stuff. So you can't, in my opinion, say that the Hindus automatically need to be put, like chucked under the bus, innit? Until I can see some real hard evidence, yeah. And just to look at just one of the cases, right? You look at the people's names. Look at the people's names of these guys. Most of them are all from Pakistan, right? Mainly Kashmir, right? Obviously, there was a handful of maybe 1 or 2 Sikhs, 1 or 2 Hindus, 1 or 2 Bengalis, 1 or 2 Gujarati Muslims, 1 or 2 this. But the majority, yeah, are from that thingy, yeah? So their reputation, unfortunately, like I said, you have to also judge it upon the reputation of the group, right? And one reputation of the Hindu community in the UK is an upstanding, very affluent, some of the top richest people in the UK from the Hindu community. You saw when it comes to the richest people that were Hindus. When it comes to politics, they're freaking right at the top, especially the Conservative Party. When it comes to education, they're at the top. When it comes to law abiding, I could find hardly any criminal stuff about Hindus, right? When you type in Pakistanis, on the other hand, it's a freaking, like, the internet just explodes, right? So that doesn't mean that the Hindus are not doing bad right now, right? I'm not saying that. Maybe this time the Pakistani Muslims are in the right and the Hindus are in the wrong, but because of the bad behavior of the Pakistanis in the past and the good behavior of the Hindus, we have to question a bit as well and go, okay, hold on, one community doesn't really normally do shit like this and the other community does, right? Now, before everyone says, oh, Raj, well, this has only happened to the Hindus. Dude, in the 90s and the 2000s, I'm telling you, when it comes to the Sikh situation, it was blowing up as well. So what is the common denominator? Now, before everyone said, oh, Raj, you're lying. Raj, you're lying. Nothing happened between the Sikhs. Hold on. I still, even today, let me see if I can find it. get rid of it. Oh God. I must have put it somewhere else. But basically, I used to have loads of articles of the troubles between Sikhs and Pakistanis in the 90s and the thingy. Yeah? They used to have the newsletters that used to come up. Let me just find it. Maybe it is there. I'll put that right there. Oh, I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure I had it. Yeah, put it in the wrong place. It was good to show them. Oh well, they disappeared. Nothing I can do. But yeah, I used to have loads of them. Shut up Punjab. Oh, the Hindus are going mad. They're doing Saruche Kemcho, Saruche Kemcho. So in the 80s, 90s, there were ongoing war, literally street wars between Pakistani gangs and the Sikh community, right? The Sikhs, yeah? In the 90s, 90s, the reason I know is because I seen it, right? Now, just to prove to you that I'm not lying, remember I used to tell you about Majid Nawaz, right? That Majid Nawaz used to go to my college. He was an extremist of Hizb ut-Tahrir, and they killed a man, right? One of his mates killed somebody, I think it was a Nigerian guy, right? And that's when everything stopped because the Sikhs were getting beaten up at the college. And we opened a Sikh society there, and then they were beating up Sikhs. They were coming into our meetings and terrorizing us and all this kind of stuff. And Majid Nawaz was one of the main people, right? Now, I finally found the article where Majid Nawaz spoke about this, right? And it was in, oh, God. Oh, God. No. Do you know what? Oh, God. What am I doing? Do you know what? I'm going mad today, man. Sorry. I thought I was I don't know what I'm doing today. Let me just, am I on there? Let me show you the actual article of where, because I didn't realize it was Majid Nawaz, right? Until I read this article, but I could never find the article where I read it from. Because I didn't know Majid Nawaz ended up being the guy that does the speeches now. But Majid Nawaz used to be the guy that was terrorizing us at college, innit? And listen, I watched a man stabbed in a London street. And remember, I used to go to Newham College, East Ham College from 1993 to 1995, right? 93 to 95. Now, most people will find it hard to imagine stabbing another human being, let alone almost decapitating someone with a meat cleaver. To do so in broad daylight in the middle of the road while asking passers-by to take pictures simply beggars belief. Few can understand that the British jihadist Michael Abdullah could be fulfilled with such hate. I'm ashamed to say I can, for as I was similar to them once. I spent 13 years inside Hizb ut-Tahrir, the global Islamist organization that first spawned al-Mujahideen, the banned Islamist terrorist organization founded by Abu Ammar Bakr Muhammad and Anjem Chowdhury, right? Now, this guy, when I knew him at college, was a skinny, scrawny little guy. So I never recognized him to be the guy that was freaking threatening us all the time. Yeah, I just remember him being some little skinny little prick. But he had some big guys around him, innit? Now, the guy that... All right, so Bakri and Chowdhury both knew Abdullah 28 and was raised as a Christian like Abdullah. Was there no, let me just go. So, and I too was caught up in the aftermath of a jihadist street murder, which a man was killed with a machete. It was 1995, right? And I was the president of the student union at Newham College in East Ham. The union was nothing but a front for HT. We saved enough money to our cause, giving lectures and preaching anywhere and everywhere. The street, the yard, the canteen where I would stand on the tables and spout hate. I told the story where this guy threatened to, our blood was going to be running me and another guy called Shemshed, our blood would be running around East Ham College streets, yeah, you know, like on the thingy. I didn't really take him seriously, to be honest with you, because he was a scrawny little guy in it. I did not understand how dangerous these guys were. We were encouraged by Ammar Bakri to operate like street gangs, and we did. Prowling London, fighting Indian Sikhs in West and African Christians in the East, but also Sikhs in the East. But there wasn't a lot of Sikhs down here. But we had to get Shir Punjab involved to protect us, didn't it? We intimidated Muslim women until they wore the hijab. We thought we were invincible. When an acquaintance of mine, Saeed Noor, slashed a Nigerian student, Ayadara Anababi, shouting the same banter cries of village attackers, Allah God is great. I watched him die and thought nothing. I did not incite the murder, but I did not do nothing, right? So I was there at that time when this happened, right? Now, for me, it was shock. It was a massive shock because I come from a Pakistani area, right? And anybody that knows, if you know, like anyone that knows me, we never used to talk about religion when we was younger. I didn't know nothing about Islam. I didn't know nothing about Christianity, really. I just knew Jesus died on the cross. I knew Prophet Muhammad. We never spoke about religion. Right? So when I went to my area, I went to a different area called East Ham. East Ham is like, imagine Southall and then you have Hounslow. So I never used to go to that college, that area. When I went there, we ended up bumping into Hizb Tahrir. And as we was doing our Sikh society meetings, they would come in and call us liars. Because obviously when we're talking about the history of the Sikhs, there's a lot of persecution by the Mughals. So they used to come in and heckle us. It escalated to the point that one of my friends was beaten up by the guy that murdered the Nigerian guy beat up my friend, yeah, by smashing his head open. I can't remember what was the metal thing, and his head split open in it. We had to take him hospital. So at the time, I didn't know how dangerous these people are. But just by God's grace here, nothing seriously happened to anybody. So people that got beaten up and stuff, but no one got murdered, right? And even my friend, he had a couple of stitches and that same dude went on to kill that Nigerian student 2 months later. Now, I'm going to say something exclusive today, yeah, because I just feel like saying it, innit? I'm freaking crazy for saying this. Let me just double check if he's still in prison, innit? Let me just double check he's still in prison. I was involved in that case, innit? I never said anything. I think I've heard he's reformed. And if he has reformed, cool, man, innit? Let me have a look. Could 6-man murder, 20th of May 1986 for 10 years only. So I don't know how he only got 10 years though. So he's out. 2006. Yeah, they had a quarrel with a Nigerian Christian over who should play table tennis. Then came along with others, attacked him, attacking with knives and hammers. Yeah, because they used to take control of the student area, so no one could go in there. So they dominated the students' quarters where the pool table was, and yeah, I better not. Oh, screw it, man! I done your picture, innit? I gave it to the police. Yeah, I drew you. I remember what you looked like, so I gave it to the police for an e-fit. And it looked exactly like you as well, because I'm good at drawing. God, I can't believe I said that. Oh, I'm gonna get killed now. Yeah, I did. I'm taking on board. I did it. I'm glad I did it because I might have been helped in capturing you, innit? Because you could have killed one of us. So what I did, yeah, I knew what he looked like. I'd seen him so many times, and he'd beaten up my mate. I knew what he looked like, and I'd seen him so many times that I didn't draw him, and he was a Somalian guy, very tall. I drew him, and he looked identical to me, because I'm good at drawings, innit? Obviously, I can draw, innit? The guy that killed that Nigerian student, I drew him and I gave it to the police. I had a meeting with the police. I had to give it e-fit. I was like one of those e-fit drawers. I said, here's the guy. This is what he looks like. Innit? They probably knew who he was anyway. Yeah, I don't regret it. I was actually always quite proud of doing that, but I've never really said it. But screw it, man. You know, he's out. He's probably. I heard someone tell me he's reformed, didn't it? Maybe he has. Maybe he hasn't. Whatever. Yeah. So yeah. So let's just try and keep a level head. I do want to play a little video just to show you how arrogant Muhammad Hijab is, right? Because Muhammad Hijab is on a next level of arrogance. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even. Now, one of the other things I'm kind of finding a little bit shocking, right, is the kind of witch hunt of Hindus now, right? Now, you have Ali Dawa now going on a witch hunt, right? going after people that basically a guy that owns a coach company, yeah, he's made to do an interview like he's been captured, right? To condemn people using his buses who support BJP. Yeah. So the video is basically, did your coaches carry BJP? DJ? Now the guy is not in this picture. These guys, when people hire out people's, kind of like what you call buses, they got a business to run, right? Now, there's probably, you're not going to go around asking people what your political affiliations are. So they've made this guy do like a, when you capture someone and you're terrorizing them and you're sitting and you have to freaking give an account of why did you let them. He's trying to say, look, he's running a business, right? He doesn't actually, I'll big up to yourself something. So he doesn't believe in all this stuff. So they're going on their own little witch hunt right now, right? Yeah. And I think that's pretty disgraceful because you shouldn't start kind of blaming a coach or organizer for who uses their buses. Yeah.
I'm not going to say to you
unless they purposely, go around, like supporting them wholeheartedly. Now, one of the things is that the arrogance of Muhammad Hijab, I think this shows you Muhammad Hijab's arrogance in a nutshell, right? Which is basically him thinking that because he's on YouTube that he's famous, right? Because he's on YouTube, he's famous. So he can go anywhere and everyone would know him, like he's Prince Charles or something. So here he is, copyright, I might get a strike. Have a look at this. He's going up to news, this is in Leicester, and he's going up to a news broadcaster asking him this.
Yeah, let's speak to the Guardian first. Do you want to speak to me?
And if you like, who are you?
I'm a YouTuber.
No, we're just...
Oh, okay. All right, no problem. No problem.
And they even cut it. Now, Muhammad Hijab, I'm sorry to say to you, like, your kind of like clout outside of Speaker's Corner, this little YouTube world, doesn't necessarily correlate to you then being a celebrity outside in the real world, right? Like, most people will not have heard of you. So this is the biggest problem with Muhammad Hijab. He comes around, because I've met him loads of times, right? And he's very patronizing, very condescending, and he almost treats people around him like they're children, right? Because he's bigger than them. And he also, walk around like, he's a God's gift to God knows what, right? And you can see from here that he's just basically, bitten off more than he can chew. But one of the things that I found quite funny was that when he went there, he thought he was going to get a hero's welcome, right? Oh, the great Muhammad Hijabs turned up to save the Muslims from the thing that the these Hindutva violent vegetarians. I'm going to come down. I'm going to sort them out. Yeah. Now, Muhammad Hijab was humbled. Now, hopefully, I don't get a strike from this. Yeah. So hopefully, this guy don't get a strike. But have a look at this. So he goes there, trying to give his speech and all that, telling them, oh, they got to defend themselves. Okay, cool, that's fine, innit? But like, you don't really know exactly what's going on, and you can actually do more damage than good if you're walking around saying the stuff you say. Because now on Indian news, you're known as an Islamist. But have a look at the Hindus, the Muslims in there.
Are you doing it for your own sake, or are you doing it for the sake of Allah? Answer yourself that question honestly. I'm being serious. Hold on. What's up? Get out of here, man.
You're the problem amongst ourselves, man. He's gonna cause a problem in ourselves.
The law of the land should apply to all people, Muslims and Hindus. This is
the mic.
Copyright.
Still, man.
Just put the mic down. Just put the mic down.
No, man. Put the mic down.
You're gonna...
They're trying to get him to put the mic down, right? Yeah? They're telling him to put the mic down because they know that what he's doing, he's going in there to sort of basically be the hero and save the day, when in reality, what he's going to do is to cause more tension. And his videos have now gone viral, right? Making the Muslim community look like lunatics. You reincarnation, you violent vegetarians. Yeah, the violent vegetarians is quite funny, right? But some of the stuff you've said obviously could be seen as being kind of, let's just say, instigating violence, right? There's nothing wrong with defending yourself. Like I said, as a Sikh, we don't believe in turning the other cheek either, right? Like, you need to make sure you defend yourself, right? But there is a fine line between defending yourself and instigating violence. Yeah, and I believe that he crossed that line, in my opinion.
Incite them, you're only going to make things worse. Now, put the mic down. Put the mic down. Listen to what I'm saying. Put the mic down. Hell, put the mic down. You've said your piece. You've said your piece. Leave it. Leave it. Yeah. Leave it. Leave it. I'm saying to you, leave it.
Copyright, 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 copyright.
No, fine. Fine.
Let those stuff have a few words. No. He's finished enough times. Leave it.
Copyright, copyright.
Oh, no, boss, you've had your time. Leave it. Show some restraint. Show some restraint. Show some restraint.
Yeah, so like he basically got freaking, like, you know, smacked about. Yeah, I just played that one now. Yeah, I played it. I was the one that showed it to them. I was the one that told them about it. So you can see, like, you know, Mohammed Hijab has now made a video, which is quite a funny video, right? I think he's starting to realize that he's looking like a bit of a twit, innit? Yeah. He's looking like a bit of a twit. So he's now done this video, which is a message to the Indian Muslims. And to it, look, to be honest with you, to be fair, he didn't say Hindus. He did say the Hindutva, right? Yeah. Now, message to Indian media, a famous Muslim fundamentalist. So even he knows that's what he's known as, right? As a Muslim fundamentalist. Now, he did say that it's the Hindutva. And I think people need to really start to differentiate between Hindutva and Hindus, right? Hindutva is a supremacist ideology where the Hindus believe that they only are what should be in India in terms of their beliefs, their way of life is what India is about, right? And everybody else that is not part of the Dharmic faiths are basically second-class citizens. Basically, no offense to the Muslim, the same as Islam, right? This is where I don't understand the difference. Hindutva says, basically, Hindus, yeah, their religion is the only way of life, that their way of life is basically supreme, and anybody that lives under India should be living under a Hindu nation where Hinduism, yeah, is the number one religion, and all other religions will be second-class citizens. What is the difference between that and an Islamic state? Because under an Islamic state or under a Muslim country, you also believe Islam is the only true religion, and that Islam is the main religion, that people that are Muslim should be first-class citizens and people that are not should be second-class citizens, right? So this is what I'm saying to you. What is the difference? And this is why I find it laughable when I'm hearing people like Mohammed Hijab and them lot calling the Hindutva extremists, because they're extreme in their own views. They've openly said that they would kill apostates, right? They've openly said it. So it's a total mess, right? Yeah, and a total kind of like laughing stock. Both of them just need to, I don't know, man, the Hindutva guys and the extreme kind of, I'm not saying all Muslims believe this, but I'm saying the ones that do, they just need to all go and freaking just, you know, do whatever, man, and just like leave everybody else alone, because they're actually ruining it for everyone else. And that's the thing, though. So there's not much difference in terms of their overall kind of like, you know, ideology, the Hindutva. The only reason Muslims don't like it is because the shoe's on the other foot, right? When it's happening in Pakistan, it's fine. Oh, don't worry about it. This is what we do as Muslims, you know, this is Islam. But when it's happening in India under Hinduism, it's wrong. No, they're both wrong. Yeah, they're both wrong. You can't have one rule for yourself and one rule for others. If it's wrong for Hindus to do it, then it's wrong for you to do it, because Pakistan is basically doing exactly the same thing that the RSS Hindutva is trying to do in India right now. The only difference is the RSS Hindutva are basically up against it because the country in its constitution is a secular democracy. So they're up against the thing. But in Pakistan, it is actually classified as an Islamic state or Islamic country, right? So people that are not Muslim cannot become prime minister or president or whatever you want to call it there. Now, let me just show you. I'll have to wrap up in a minute. But I want to show you the. Oh, I can't wait. Just some good. I'll have to find it next time. Basically, some good little clips of like Mohammed Hijab, just with a caption. Islamist Muhammad Hijab threatens to kill police dog. Yeah, and that one cracks me up, man. I watched a video of a race guy, a singer who knew doing a religious dance outside a mosque. There's no more to this. What do you mean? I watched a video of a race guy swear. Now, like I said, when it comes to the protest outside the mosque and stuff, I mean the temples, like also when you're taking down a flag outside a mandir, right, which they did, they took the flag down. That's akin to going outside a mosque and taking down your flag, or going outside a temple and taking down a nishan type. It's unacceptable. Yeah, leave the religious places out of the equation, because once you start going down this route where the religious places are then being targeted, you can't complain when it happens to you afterwards. Yeah, I would condemn both. If the mosque happens to mosque, I condemn it. Leave the religious, because there's old people going there. There's innocent people that just go there just to pray and stuff like that. Especially in temples and gurdwara, we get women, especially a lot of old women during the day and stuff. You don't want to be standing there where you have all these kind of thugs outside, all masked up, talking about we're going to do this and do that and all that. They don't know what's going on. They're just elderly people just trying to go around their daily business. So, yeah, it's I think I've been pretty fair on this. I know I'm going to get hate from both sides because I condemn both sides, haven't I? I think right now, I don't know whether it's a chicken or the egg, right? And I also don't know who's the more at fault. As more information comes about, and if I'm giving real information, yeah, about Hindutva extremism on the rise, and that basically they're infiltrating schools and stuff like this, and Hindu kids are being radicalized and all this stuff, cool, give me the info, innit? Show me. Right now, I can't find nothing. Yeah, it's just hearsay that these certain individuals who are saying Jai Shri Ram as they're walking on the road are RSS BJP fanatics. You can't prove that, because Jai Shri Ram is basically like us saying Raj Karega Khalsa, or Muslims saying Allahu Akbar. It doesn't mean automatically you're an extremist. They may have just been walking on the road saying a religious slogan because that made them feel better, right? Now, I'll disagree with them going down the road, right, in balaclavas and stuff. That's stupid. You're asking for trouble, whatever anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. That you're going to go down the road, take the balaclava off, man. Be a man and be a banda. I don't understand this, that putting a mask on. Like, then at least people know who you are. And when you're walking down the road, that you're not trying to threaten or intimidate people. Yeah, because once you see someone's face, you know that they're going to be a bit more cautious about what they're doing. Now, I have heard, I don't know whether this is true, there's been around 40-something arrests, and majority are actually not even Hindu. They're actually Muslim guys. So I don't know who the real instigators of this situation is. Now, the situation about saying that, you know, because I keep on hearing that Leicester has never had no problems, right? Between intercommunal situation. That just to remind you, there has been problems, yeah, between Sikhs and Pakistan Muslims as well in that area around 9 years ago. So there has been the Mughal Darbar attack. Yeah, here, right? Restaurant revenge, tax 7 men jailed. Yeah, 7 men have been taken out of a crowded restaurant in London. They're saying that there's a grooming gang on there, and Sikhs, all these Sikh guys went in there and they mashed the place up in it. And then it was found out there was a girl being groomed up there, and it was only after they destroyed the place that they took thingy. So there has been a little bit of tension in that area. Anyway, I know for a fact when it comes to like Birmingham, London, like, you know, West London and stuff, there's been massive tensions in between the Sikhs and the Pakistanis for going on. Why do you think the organization Sher Punjab was organized? Because in that area there was problems in it, so the Sikhs had to organize against the Pakistani gangs. Now I had to get help from Sher Punjab because I was getting targeted during that time at East Ham College. So that's how I got to know some of the guys from there, because I needed their help. So they had to come. We had to get bodyguards down to look after us. That wasn't normal. I had to go to college with a bodyguard. I'm not even joking. He's a good friend of mine. But he used to have a bodyguard there with us all the time, 6 foot something. He used to walk around with us to make sure, you know, everything was cool in it. So to say that, you know, there's not been no tension between the Asian communities is wrong, right? We know that in the north, I'm not saying the south, that the Pakistanis are basically not a model immigrant population. They're involved in high crime rates, grooming, a lot of extremism. They have low education rates and high unemployment, right? The Hindu community is the opposite. That doesn't mean the Hindu community are in the right, though, because this time it could be the Hindu community are not the model community and they're actually doing. But I have to go on what's apparent at the moment. I'm hoping people can show me evidence. I've tried to get evidence from the family and stuff. They said they don't know. It doesn't mean there isn't anything there. They said they haven't seen anything. They don't already know about any problems with Hindus and all that kind of stuff. Even the Khalistani stuff, I've never had anyone come up to me who's a Hindu and start berating me about being a Khalistani in it. Even when I tell Hindus I support Khalistan, they don't go crazy on me. So I just don't see what I'm being told in it. Yeah, show me if there are anybody out there and you want to, like, you know, tell me, actually show me with evidence. Please show me the RSS Hindutva lunatics, because I do think they're lunatics, and show me that they are actually infiltrating these northern towns, that thingy, and terrorizing Muslims in those towns. At the moment, it just seems like a handful of little footballs that have come from India, maybe 20 or 30 of them, and they're just going around doing shit and stupid stuff that obviously is wrong as well. But it doesn't mean that it's an infestation of extremism within that community that I need to kind of, like, you know, be worried about. So we had holy smokes, Tuti Nungs. So all of these, like, so the Sikhs have had our problems, and we had to galvanize because of, obviously, the Pakistani community attacking our community, and that was just a fact. Yeah. So the Pakistani community is not known for being the most law-abiding, most kind of, like, you know, a good representation of a migrant community. So I need to have proof, because from your track record, it's been that you lot are normally the instigators, right? And everybody else has had problems with you. So in the north, Pakistanis have had problems with Sikhs. They've had problems with black people. Yeah. Now they've got problems with Hindus, right? Because they had problems with those massive riots and stuff in the 2000s between the Jamaicans and Pakistanis, right? Where a couple of people died as well. So the common denominator is between all of these. It keeps on being the Pakistanis against others, isn't it? Right? So I just want to be fair in it. I don't want to have to kind of, like, you know, just demonizing Pakistan just because of a bad behavior from the past. I'm going to try and keep an open mind, because I know the Hindutva guys are dangerous, but you can't keep on saying every single person is a Hindutva. Then when people start saying every single Muslim is a terrorist or an ISIS sympathizer, then you can't cry in it, because you're doing the same thing to Hindus now. You're demonizing the whole group. Anyway, I need to just, I think I've said my bit. I think I've given a balanced view. Hopefully, I might actually, if Hindus start turning up to Speaker's Corner, I might just pop down one day, just have a little chat to them, innit? Like, just to figure out what's going on, because I'd like to find out exactly from the horse's mouth exactly what's going on, not the internet, and just find out what exactly is the situation up there. You know, obviously, like I said, I've got family, but they kind of keep to themselves and stuff, so they haven't really seen anything down there. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to be doing my artwork, so you're not going to really see me a lot around. I'll be honest with you, losing a parent is kind of a life-changing experience. I think when someone has a child, it changes their life. I think when someone loses a parent, I do feel like, you know, it's like, you know, my chapter of my life has kind of moved forwards or moved in a different direction. It makes you start realizing that life's way too short. Yeah, and I don't want to be kind of, like, you know, caught up in this YouTube bullshit, right? Because what people don't understand is, like, when I'm drawing, sometimes I was actually drawing and doing live streams, right? So as I'm drawing and I'm doing a live stream, I'm making mistakes because I'm not concentrating 100%. So I've done so many mistakes on my other drawings and have to rectify them afterwards. On top of that, even when I'm listening to live streams, I can't help but read the comments in it. I think the comments and live streams go hand in hand. Yeah. So when I'm drawing, sometimes I listen to live streams, but I'm thinking I'm watching a live stream, but I'm not participating. But what I'm realizing, my eyes are always going to the comments, having a look what people are saying. So I'm still making mistakes. So what I've tried to do is to not listen to live streams, right? And trying to get myself out of that arena. This is why I'm changed my name as well to Raj the Artist, because I really need to start concentrating on what I want to be doing for the rest of my life, right? And what I want to be doing the rest of my life. I don't want to be arguing. I like a good debate and stuff like that, but I want to be doing what I love to do, which is obviously, like I said, with the drawing here, it's coming along. Like I said earlier, it's called Gods in the Sky. And what would happen if human beings in the future manage to start going to other planets would people, if they were primitive, like primitive humans, would they automatically start worshipping, these astronauts as gods, right? Because I did the show where magic, the advanced technology, to a primitive person can look like magic, right? It's indistinguishable from magic. You can't tell the difference. So if somebody was to do this and put it on and then show somebody that had never ever seen a phone or never seen any technology and show them and start recording them, they might think that is some sort of like, magic that they've managed to capture them in the phone, innit? So that's the kind of drawings. I have got exhibitions coming up in the next couple of months, so I need to prepare for those. Obviously, I don't want to give too much away yet until everything's confirmed, but I have had the last exhibition I've done. Obviously, thanks for people that turned up. Really appreciate it. This one I'll give a bit more advanced warning. It's going to be in the winter, so it's going to be cold. But here was my last one. I think I did a really great job of setting the whole thing up. So this is something that I've never really done before, which is to organize, 20 artists, and then basically arrange where everything goes, sort the finance out, sort everything else out. So I just put them in position for now so that Yes, man, how you doing? Yeah, I don't know whether yours. So yeah, my artwork is up for the first time. And, pretty proud of it.
Basically, Vic, who's the one that my role was as well. But let's go through the top four first. So here's my stuff up to here. Everyone knows about 1984 is coming, obviously. Here's a print. The next time, the heat was so much, it's blowing the cardboard. So next time, I'm actually gonna. I want what you have to say, but we'll defend to the death your right to say. Obviously, I want to defend to the death small farms by introducing 3 laws, which when and so obviously now here I'm pretty happy with it. Smaller pieces, might have the leap thing. I'm pretty happy with it. Needs adjustment, obviously. So basically, I think I've spoken about it before. I don't believe in the devil, like a real life devil, but I believe man can become the devil. So you obviously got the evolution of mankind, if you believe in it, and that's basically Australopithecus, that's Homo erectus, that's Homo neanderthal, that's Homo sapien, and then I feel like mankind, because they're low IQ sheep, as you can see. The story of this is basically, fascist boot of social media, and one of the sayings that I really like is from Voltaire: I do not agree with what you have to say, but will defend to the death your right to say. Obviously, I want to defend to the death, but I think people have the right to say things. I don't have to put my neck out on the line. People camped outside doing and I've been killed by gun violence over a 2-year period. 2019 to 21, as you can see, some of them as young as 0 years old. Here's some other work as well. Obviously, got the cell stuff in it, so these are prints. Then you got my I'm playing chess, you're playing Connect 4, obviously. My famous I'm playing chess, you're playing Connect 4. And like I said, man, the low IQ sheep out there, man. You've got to stop being sheep.
Here's actually my friend that people don't realize. People always say, "Oh, well, Raj, you didn't really grow up with thingy," but here's actually my friend's
comics. Cool. So what happened was that me and Sadly, obviously, we love comics and stuff, right? And I designed one superhero, and he designed his one. His one was called Sajman, mine was called Rajman. And we put our kind of proposals to a newspaper called Eastern Nine. So you can see here, this is like Eastern Nine, 1990, that was published. So this was actually published. Now, I can't remember whether did they pay you? This college boy, Rajinda, takes his sweetheart home, and it's, "Come on, Rajinda, or we missed the bus. Don't worry, you've got plenty of time." "Oh, yeah, so you have finished your homework, so you've got terminal, right?" And with all these powers, I've been missing a lot of college work. Only help. Where are you going to see what? So all does, and look, Ninja Turtle. Because very small. Yeah.
So this guy's actually a Gujarati Muslim guy, one of my best mates. Still keep in contact with him. So here's the thing here. This is actually a good little message at the end, isn't it? Like, no, I said it. The Solar Collective artist for setting up the artwork taken down after an amazing but stressful weeks. I've come to the following conclusion. Firstly, when I'm around other artists and artwork, I'm very relaxed and chilled. which is the opposite of Speaker's Corner World. True, I'm very relaxed there. Secondly, I love curating, which is organizing exhibition. I realize I have a good eye for this, and I love ordering people about too. Thirdly, I'm going to give it all to go to the Solar Collective, as I now know what know we can do great things. So if you see less of me, that's because I'm moving forwards and not backwards. As the best way to beat your haters is to be successful and happy. So to my haters, die in your rage for those. And I'll stick by that. Die in your rage. Big up to Sam for winning. Thanks for thingying it. The exhibition, I'll keep you updated what's going on and everything. So you probably won't see me around many live streams because I need to really dedicate as much as I can to the artwork, and I need to just get myself in the headspace of when I'm drawing. I need to concentrate, not be thinking about what's being written on there or looking at live streams and stuff like that. So I might jump on Manny's once in a while, not Manny's Speakers Corner online, maybe on Manny's or stuff like that, just once in a while, and I'll probably do 1 or 2 live streams like this. What's this on Facebook? What is this one? Where is it? Okay, anyway, big up to everybody. I need to shoot, and take care.